today, Allan has had so much experience really building product-led businesses, especially building Klipfolio up to be product-led. And so he's going to take it away and really just show us how you can structure your organization in a product-first company.
All right, that sounds great. Thanks, Wes. So super happy to be here. As Wes mentioned, I'm the Chief Innovation Officer at Klipfolio. We've been doing this for a long time, and we truly are a product-first company. It's something that I'm really passionate about, and it really does make a huge, huge difference to the way you structure your organization. So let's talk about general and admin first. And I actually talked to each of our department leaders about this as well, and I collected their thoughts. So the way we have general and admin structured is we've got finance, we've got legal, we've got business operations, which is critically important. I'll get into that in a second, HR, and admin. And I would say the most important functions, or sorry, the most important metrics that I would want those teams to really be monitoring and optimizing around are growth and churn on the financial side. And then on the culture side, it's HR. So make sure that there's some HR metrics and some culture metrics. So I think, as I said before, one of the things that this team, and this is usually where the CEO sits, the most affinity with the CEO needs to make sure that there is a strong mission. Make sure that there is a strong and a clear mission that is repeated again and again and again, something that really resonates. Make sure that HR is really a center of excellence. Are you hiring for values? Are you hiring for their principles? Are the people that you're hiring associating themselves with this mission? Does it resonate? Will they be motivated? Will they feel like they want to innovate inside of the company? So that's really important, especially inside of a product-first company. I talked about biz ops. So one thing that we've noticed, especially as we've grown, the data quality and the cross-functional availability of data is paramount. So much of what every single team is going to be doing is looking at the data, making decisions based on that data, and there's nothing like having beautiful, clear, crystal clean data that you can actually help to make decisions. Everything that happens in app, from a finance point of view, from an invoicing point of view, from a billing point of view, credit card processing, all of that stuff has to be seamless and of course, in application. And then, as I mentioned, clear privacy policies. And again, for us, that happens in application. Are we making sure that people feel like their privacy is of paramount importance? Do we have clear statements on, what the legalese actually mean? So how do we build that trusted relationship, especially in a company where we're bringing in a lot of their data is really, really important. All right, let's take a look at success. So what we've actually done is we've put those two groups together, and we call them success. I know that success is a fairly common term, especially with product-first companies, but success usually only includes the post-sale, so the support and the account management. In our case, we've actually put both things together, the pre-sale, the post-sale, and also the support side. So the groups that we have, we've got acquisition. So this is our selling engine. We've got onboarding. So as soon as somebody buys, we spend time helping them get up to speed. We've got account management. So this is loyalty and retention. Then we have support, and then we have professional services. And for this group, the most important two metrics that I would say they need to keep an absolute focus on are lifetime value and net dollar retention. So let's take a look at some of the things that we have learned along the way as far as success. So we do live in-application chat. So we make it as easy as possible and as close to where the person might be having questions to jump in to assist them. Very related to the live in-app help is we also have in-application tours. So using Pendo, we use Zendesk for our help desk. So really, again, trying to get those things as close as possible to make sure that the onboarding, the learning experience, if there are any features inside of the application where people are stumbling, let's see if we can learn about those and also help them get over those hurdles using some sort of in-app application help. One thing that we've done actually quite successfully as well is we've tried to build communities. And we've built communities where we encourage our current customers to help and share for the benefit of other customers. So not only do we learn a lot, but we have a big partner ecosystem. For our partner ecosystem, this is a way of building relationships with some of their potential customers as well. One of the things that is fairly common inside of product first companies is this concept of PQLs, or product qualified leads. And for us, this is really important because we have a tool that starts at $29 a month. At $29 a month, if we are not seeing any expansion opportunity, this is not something that we can really have a salesperson spend a lot of time with. So we need to do a lot of qualification, and a lot of that qualification happens inside of the application. Selling has to really work with product to make sure that there's an amazing self-serve demo experience. Like, is the sample content good? Are the onboarding, are the zero states, the first 5 minutes, are they really compelling? Are they easy enough, or are people dropping off? So really having selling involved in that first 5-minute experience is something that's really important. And then post-sale, making sure that there are in-application upgrade paths. Can somebody, without talking to anybody, can somebody naturally buy more of your service or upgrade to a higher plan? So making sure that those are optimized and easy to manage as well. All right, let's talk about product. So PM, we've got UX research. So looking at our actual anecdotal information, and we put a lot of weight into UX research as well. Our UX team, our development team, our QA, and our SRE teams as well. The two important metrics, or the metrics that I would say are critical here, it's not necessarily NPS, but you want to be measuring something that tells you a quality of engagement. So how well do you have product market fit? Are people coming in, and are they engaged? And then obviously conversion rate, and then we call it 5-5-5 retention. So, what's the drop off after 5 minutes? What's the drop off after 5 days? And what's the drop off after 5 weeks? And I've heard some people say 5 weeks or 5 months. So the advice for the product teams is really overinvest in UX. This revolution of the consumerization of software is something that really your users are expecting. As I just said, obsess about the 5-5-5. Have a process where you can deliberately measure those, on an ongoing basis, and test around those things as well. Measure every single flow, and then for the UX research, map not only the data that you're getting from Mixpanel or from Heap, map that data back to the anecdotal data as well. If you can, make sure that your product and PMs are sitting in on the UX research interviews, or better yet, have customers come in and watch them do things. So there's nothing like really sitting or shadowing a customer or a user and watching them go through certain things. One thing that I really am a big fan of is, as you're testing is not only to improve certain things, but it's also there to remove certain things. And then obviously the future favors innovation. Always make sure that you're obsolescing the current product. Think about, what are the things that we could do to really keep moving forward in leaps and bounds. I find that innovation is often something that isn't delivered enough. Innovation happens in the early days, and then it happens because of a competitive threat. What you really should be doing is focusing on innovation every single step of the way. So for marketing, we've got content, we've got paid, we've got web, design. Automation is a big factor inside of our marketing team, and then we've got product marketing as well. And the two metrics that I have chosen for marketing are both quality oriented. So let's talk about a few of the things to think about. Free, I'm a big fan of free. We've dabbled with free. We're working, trying to figure this out internally. Free, first and foremost, is not a selling, it's not a pricing thing. Free is a channel. Free is a moat. Free has nothing to do with selling. Free has nothing to do with pricing. As I just said, the metrics that I want marketing to look at are all quality based. So quality as opposed to volume, quality enables virality. As I said, I would say marketing's focus inside of a product first company is more middle of funnel and bottom of funnel. And again, those relationships and that sort of activation, the education and activation is much more important than building just a huge volume of top of funnel stuff. The other thing that's really critical is that there's a high degree of technical hiring that happens. So much of what the entire company does is data driven, is understanding the data, that you really need to hire, discipline first, technical competency a close second. So make sure that that is inside of everybody's DNA. The other thing that is kind of neat is marketing typically had all of their marketing analytics, their GA or whatever analytics tool they used. Google Analytics was on the website, and then it kind of stopped. But our marketing teams actually now have a lot of GA hooks inside of the app as well. So we use other tools as well. We use mixed paneling. We use our own behavioral data gathering. But we're also putting GA inside of the app so that marketing has a better sense of exactly what is happening, post when they deliver that true trial. So having understood all of those functions, I think more than ever in the past, a product-led company isn't one that throws something over the fence to the next team. Your users don't think that way. They don't care that they're in a flow that belongs to finance, or now that they're in a flow that belongs to support. So having these cross-functional guilds and these cross-functional working teams, like every time we do a design sprint, even though a design sprint is something that is owned by a product manager, we make sure that there is representation from every single team. And I can tell you that does two things. Internally, it builds respect and it builds understanding and engagement, inside of the flows that we're developing. But it also really helps the customer, because every person that is not inside a product brings a slightly different perspective. So I'm a huge fan of making sure that you've got open transparency, cross-functional departments, cross-functional guilds that work inside of each of your departments.